Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Becca and today we're going to be doing a traditional eyeshadow look. Some will call it a classic eyeshadow look, some will call it a European makeup look. When I was in makeup school, it was categorized under wedding makeup as European. I don't know the originator of everything. But a lot of people here will just say it's like a classic eye look. So I wanted to teach you how I do that. So for today's lesson, we're going to be using the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. A lot of styles that use this classic eyeshadow look are going to be brides. That's the most common ones. You can do it when you're doing normal makeup too, but most commonly this is the perfect kind of wedding makeup, and then this is the perfect wedding palette. In this palette, it has everything you would need from something super soft, obviously it's called Soft Glam, to a little bit more intense. I do like these colors because these are the perfect, like, you know, soft looks, transition tones, and then deepening tones. You can also use these black and the brown tones to do like an eyeliner. A lot softer than like a wing, like a full-on wing liquid liner. You know, this is like really soft. But this is everything you would need, so I'm going to show you guys how to use it in a few simple steps. First thing you want to do is put down a primer. You can do a primer like a Urban Decay, like it's clear, and you just put it on. You can do something like this Anastasia eye primer. You can also do just like concealer, so I just did concealer. I'm not going to put this on because it gets really messy when I put it on. And I did my whole face. So I just wanted to show you guys what I would do for like the eyes. And it's pretty simple. If you've watched my last video, I'll go ahead and link that. But if you've watched that one, it's pretty simple in regards to a base, a transition, a depth tone, deeper tone, and then like a shimmer or a matte, whatever you want to do, like kind of the same. And then brush wise, I am going to be using just two. So these are two Morphe brushes, Morphe M505 and the Morphe 506. So the difference with this is that this one is a lot fluffier. It's perfect for those transition tones, blending and all of that. And then this one is a lot more condensed, perfect for deepening up the tones or adding like a lighter shade. Whatever you want to do, if you want to add more brushes, go ahead. I personally am just going to use two, just in case you don't have a large collection of brushes. You don't even have to use this palette. You can use whatever palette you have. I have something even like the Milani Pure Passions. Ooh, it's kind of dirty. But the Pure Passions, like, is really cute. It has more of like a warmer tone to it, so it's a little different, but it definitely has like the similarities with that. So whatever you want to do, this is a lot cheaper than this Anastasia palette, so whatever floats your boat, work with what you got. You don't have to go out and buy a palette, but I definitely do recommend this one if you're just doing bridal looks. You can do this one, or if you want something with a little more color, you can just so you have it. So this would be what I would use. So first, I'm going to go ahead and grab this light shade. It's called Tempera. And this is a light matte shade. All you're really going to do is just dust it all over the eyes. If you see me looking over here, this is where my mirror is. So what you're going to do is just dust it all over the eyes. You can kind of tap it in. Whatever it works for you. This personally is a good base for everything, especially if you just put on the primer. You want to set it in place. So this is perfect. If this color is a little too light for you, you can also go ahead and go in with like this burnt orange shade, which is more of like a lighter brown if you're a little deeper. Or if you definitely want to just use a setting powder, whatever works for you. I kind of like this one just because it is maybe like a tad lighter than my eyes, so that when I go ahead and kind of pull everything together, it has a little bit more depth to it. First is you want to go ahead and pick a transition tone. So you can use two transition tones, you can use one, whatever you want to do. I'm personally just going to use one, make it simple, make it easy. And I really like for me is this burnt orange tone. So I'll go ahead and pick that up with that same brush, and then it has a lot of fallout, which is totally fine. I mean, fallout's normal as long as it's not like going all crazy. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go right here at the end of the crease and do swiping motions on that crease area. So you can figure out where your crease is by like looking and seeing where it folds. If you have a hooded eye, I would just look straight on, like have your mirror in front of you, straight on, and go to where you think your crease would be, or make a crease. That's kind of like what I do when someone has hooded eyes or on like a monolid. You want to go ahead and just add that, and then kind of build up to it and create one. So if you do have a hooded eye or monolid, you definitely could actually start with this one and then kind of build it out first and then go in and do everything that I'm doing, just so that you kind of follow along. What I like to do too is I like to lift up my eyebrows to kind of bring that up because my top lid is a little saggy. So we're just going to go ahead and put that right on the crease. You can kind of see like that's kind of like where your eye socket is for some people. And then you're going to want to just blend it back and forth, and you want to go from here all the way to the middle, and you don't really want to bring it all the way because that's a different eye look. So we're going to go ahead and just blend it out. This was the same one tap into that, and then all you're doing is just blending it into that crease. Don't go above and out. You want to just stay right there and then keep it there and blend it out until it kind of reaches like kind of how you want it to look. So we're going to do that. What I do is, I know I said didn't bring all the way to the front, but whatever is left over, I'll bring a little bit to that front. So I want to keep that there. When it's into the spot that you want it, then you can go in and kind of just diffuse the edges. This is also another time when you can go ahead and use another brush if you feel comfortable. If you have another brush, I just wanted to show you with the two. So what I'm doing is just blending this out, and you want to just keep blending that out until it kind of fades into the skin. You don't want it to have a harsh line, and because that makes it more noticeable, especially when you're doing like a bridal look. You want to make sure it looks seamless as possible. So perfect. So what I want to do again is dip back into the burnt orange and intensify it just a little bit. Oh, I hit pan. So what you're going to do is you're going to intensify it a little bit. We're adding a second layer, and you're going to go in and go in the same area where you were. You're going to keep going in that crease again and building it up. You typically, as you go more into the depth, you don't want to keep bringing that all out, but you do want to blend it. So I deepened it, but it definitely looks a little harsh right here. So what I'm going to do is just pull that up a little bit and blend whatever is left. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a deeper shade, and I'm going to be using this smaller brush, and I don't know what I want to do. Let's go into Mulberry. Mulberry has more of like a maroon type of color. So what I'm going to do with this is similarly, I'm going to go into that crease. The rule of thumb with this is as you go deeper and darker, you want to keep it more into the crease, and you don't want to bring it out past that. So what I'm doing is I'm dipping into Mulberry, and then I'm using this tone, keeping it close to the crease and kind of tightening that in without being like bringing it out this way. That kind of changes that look, but I am kind of just using that, and then I'm using the same brush just to kind of blend it out. You can go back in with the other one to blend that out, but I'm kind of trying to see what I want it to look like. So you can keep dipping back into Mulberry and then kind of fixing it to how you want. So I'm kind of heavy on the outer edge, but then using whatever is left over and kind of bringing that close to the crease. So I like that. So what I'm going to do is just blend the edges of that. Let's say you don't have this little brush. That's totally fine. You can use that same big brush dip into mulberry, bring that, and then you still want to kind of just go into where the crease is. So it's still in the area that you want it, but you're just being a little bit more careful and not really like swiping all over like this. You're just building it up the tip of the brush and kind of bringing that in. With anything, blending is key. So if you feel like it's the perfect amount of depth, you want to just blend that into that transition tone. If you want to be done with that part, you can finish right here. I am going to go in a little bit with black. So I want to dip maybe once or twice into the Noir, which is that black tone in here. And same thing, you want to just kind of stay close to the outer edge. When it comes to like black and everything, you want to just stay in the outer V, that V part of your eye. And then I'm going to use this fluffy brush to kind of diffuse it a little bit, but that's kind of what you can do to intensify it. Or if someone wants to do like an eyeliner look, you definitely can go ahead and go with that Noir and then just kind of flick it out a little bit. Whatever works for you. It's a lot of practice and finding what works best for you. And if you are doing like a bridal trial, you can talk to your client and see if they want to do that, or if they just want to kind of keep it like this, like where it's just part of the eyeshadow. And when it comes to the front of the eye, I'm not going to do a cut crease because that's going to be another video. This is essentially part of a cut crease, like a half cut crease. And that's when you would use a concealer brush. This one is, I don't know the name of it, but it's a concealer brush, and you would carve out the front. That's a half cut crease. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make that another video, just kind of because I want to do a half and a full cut crease in that video. But for this video, something for more of like a wedding look, you can definitely go more the matte route and go with tempera and then go on the lid. I'm going to do something a little more like glittery, so I'm going to go in with Fairy, and I'm using that same brush. You can use your finger, whatever you want. I cleaned off this brush, so that's why I said I'm using the same thing. And what you do is you just go over the lid. You don't want to necessarily like go back and forth. I personally just like to kind of tap and then drag a little bit, just so it kind of packs on that color. So you're going to apply this all to the lid, and then you can also bring that in to the front. Now that you have the sparkles on, what you want to do is go back in with this brush, and you actually want to grab that mulberry shade, and you're going to want to kind of bring that color back. So my main color was that mulberry tone, and I'm going to bring it on the lid to kind of transition it back, but then also I'm kind of bringing it on the crease again because I want it to really stand out, because sometimes when you put the shimmer on, it gets lost. So I'm going and putting that on. So let me go ahead and do the other eye, and I will be right back. I just did the other eyes. So what you can do now is you can definitely go in with with that powder black to make it like a soft eyeliner. You can go ahead and go in with regular eyeliner. You can do the pencil or the liquid. I personally am not going to be doing that. When it comes to mascara though, or just eyeliner in general, just anything, you want to make sure that you're doing waterproof. So I use the Monsieur Big by Lancome, their waterproof mascara when it comes to clients. On myself, I'm just going to be using the Lash Princess, which is waterproof, but it's not as good, but I'm not going anywhere. But you want to apply that, and then you can go ahead and go in with, typically too, when it comes to with like lashes, you kind of want to go in with a very thin line of eyeliner. When it comes to eyeliner, you kind of want to go, when it comes to lashes, you kind of want to go in with a little line of eyeliner just so that it kind of flows together when you're putting the actual lash on. So I might be doing that right now. Oh, totally forgot. But you can kind of keep your eyes like this, whatever you want to do. I'm going to put a little bit underneath as well. So same thing with this. What you want to do is go in with that transition tone, and you want to go in with that, not black, but you can go with the black if you want. But I'm going to go with that mulberry tone. So I'm bringing this burnt orange color and the mulberry tone in underneath the eyes. So what I'm going to be doing is just putting that underneath, laying down the transition, just so it's not super harsh under the eyes. And then you're going to go in with mulberry. And that's going to be close to the lash line. And strictly for the video, I'm just going to put a little bit of eyeliner. This is the Benefit Roller Liner. I use this on my clients as well. Not this one. This is my own personal one. But I like it because when I do the lashes, it just seems all put together. So when it comes to lashes, you can literally use whatever you want. I use the same lashes every single time I do an eye look because I just love the way that it looks, and like it's my go-to lash. So this is what it looks like. It looks, you can't really see it until I put it on, but it's the Kiss Lashes Luxtension lashes in Russian volume, and it's like the perfect look, and I just love it. So we're going to be putting that on. So I have the Velour Lash Glue. We're going to put that on. So I'm going to make a video on how to apply lashes, which is why I'm going really fast with this. But go ahead and check that out when I do that. Alright, and that's the final look. I put some lashes on for a dramatic effect, but this is going to be what it looks like. It has that darker tone at the end and then lighter at the beginning. This is what I did for it. You can totally customize it however you want, but just practice and in no time it'll look great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!